And now we're going to talk about the reconciliation phase after the CPA in Sudan. And so there was no truth commissions, either special tribunals for war crimes. There were some commissions and tribunals but regarding other issues. But there were no special jurisdiction or a process of restorative justice or transitional justice implemented in this phase. However, the CPA has some sections regarding reconciliation. The chapter 2 of this agreement about power sharing said that the parties agreed to initiate a comprehensive process of national reconciliation and healing throughout the country as a part of the peace-building process. Its mechanisms and forms shall be worked out by the Government of National Unity, and the Government of National Unity shall implement an information campaign throughout Sudan in all national languages to popularize the peace agreement and to foster national unity, reconciliation, and mutual understanding. In Chapter 4 says that upon signing the comprehensive peace agreement, the presidency shall, as a matter of urgency, start peace and reconciliation process for AFG that shall work for harmony and peaceful coexistence in this area. However, there have not been like serious efforts taken by the government to start this reconciliation process. And as I said before, the citing Salva Kiir, this was one of the main problems of the implementation of the CPA, that there was no really a reconciliation phase. However, there have been some efforts. So now we're going to talk about the implementation of this reconciliation process. So in 2005, the CPA provided the national unity government would work out mechanisms on form from national reconciliation, and they suggested that the presidency would start peace and reconciliation process for ABG. However, there were no significant efforts made to promote national reconciliation process by the national unity government. And at the same time, the presidency was divided, and it failed to make important decisions required to implement this reconciliation in ABG, as they have a lot of problems on accepting the decisions taken by the ABG boundary commissions. Nevertheless, a delegation from the Sudanese Peace and Reconciliation Commission of the Sudan's People Liberation Movement, of the SPLM, went to Rwanda to learn from the reconciliation experience that they have there. So this was like a big effort regarding reconciliation, and it was focused especially on its unity and reconciliation process, the repatriation of the refugees, and the establishment of a unique armed force. So in 2006, there were some training workshops organized and designed to help to develop programs for the youth, as such as sports, organized in South Sudan, and they have a medium effectiveness in the reconciliation process. There were other mechanisms and attempts that the national unity government made to facilitate the reconciliation process remaining that are still unclear. And regarding ABG, they still have like this deadlock on implementing the Boundary Commission's report. And in 2007, while President Omar al-Bashir called for national reconciliation in 2005, the parties still have major difference on the implementation of the CPA and lack trust in each other. And in October 2007, the SPLA pulled out of the government, citing a failure to begin national reconciliation process, among others. So regarding reconciliation, there has also been some efforts, not from the government or either from some international organizations, but some efforts from the civil society regarding reconciliation. So we will now watch a short video about some perspectives that are sharing an interview with an organization about a reconciliation process, and different leaders of communities on southern Sudan give their opinions about reconciliation and what should be taken account into this process.
is Paul Madi. I'm a Southernese by nationality from East County in Jonglei State. I joined the movement, SPLM movement, when I was 16 years. I go to Ethiopia, train as a military. I'm a military now. We went to front line. I led my movement, SPLM movement, which was led by our hero John Garang. This is very strong man.
My name is William Nanduki Korok. I come from Ibor County. By tribes, I'm a Murle.
My name is Joseph Koskotay. I'm from Rural County in the Republic of South Sudan. We are working in the area of empowering the process of peace dialogue in Jonglei State. The visions and the dream of United South Sudan. Martin Luther King predicts when he was a civic right movement in America. He predicted that 100 years later, the American, the son of white and black people will come together and become brothers and sisters. This is the same thing. For some years to come, the South Sudan will be like that. You should not be called you are from this tribe, you are from Dinka, you are from Equatoria, you are from Nuer, you are from Morale, you are from Taposa, you are from Shuluk. It will disappear for some years to come. We are truly nationalists as South Sudanese. If somebody call you, where are you from? You will say, I'm South Sudanese. You will not say, I'm from Nuer, I'm from Dinka, I'm from Shuluk, I'm from Morale. You will not call like that. They will disappear tomorrow. We will shape the history of this nation for some years to come. As young people are given a chance to lead the process, there will be a united, democratic South Sudanese where everyone is free to do everything that he or she likes.
Reconciliation, what we come up with it is very important. And God say, you reconcile yourself and then with another person. So do reconciliation with Bor and Nuer and Murle is very important.
Train them, put them together, let them facilitate this peace together. Let them sleep in one place, let them move in one place, let them work together. I think the difference will come, according to what I know.
And we are advising that, this kind of conflict has to be solved. There is a way we should resolve it. When we call our friends, more or less, and we come together, we identify our burning issues. So it should be solved. When we come together and we understand what are the root cause of our conflict, it is very easy that we can solve
it. As well, there have been some alternative forms of justice, not such as at truth commissions or tribunals or amnesty, but different alternative forms done in a more local level. And there are in Sudan a group of experts called the Ajawids that are elders, mostly tribal chiefs, who are experienced in mediation, and they are usually called upon to mediate conflicts between groups other than their own. And the process of mediation begins with an open discussion, and the parties express their grievances against one another, and then the labor of the Ajawid is to mediate between these two different and opposing arguments, and in this way they can solve the conflict and start living better together. And rituals of reconciliation are then performed, and the conflict is formally declared resolved. And we can see with this alternative forms of justice that there can also be some actions taken from a more local level that can be taken into account into these processes of reconciliation and of peace building. So the conclusion of this part will be that even though when there are not some like big actions taken from the government, there can also be some alternative forms of justice, and the reconciliation process should start from a more local level working with the civil society and starting to change this like culture of violence from the bottom that are the civil society.